Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm still here after all these years, after all these tears I shed. I'm still here and I'm walking this earth like I should be. There was days that I didn't know if I would be. Yeah, yeah. Now I stand tall with my feet in the ground and my head in the clouds. 'Cause I'm still here like I should be. Yeah, yeah, like I knew that I could be. Here we go, here we go. I'm still here. I'm here.
Welcome back, and welcome to a solo episode of I'm Still Here. I wanted to catch you guys up on a few things. Last week was busy, and if you listened to the podcast last week, you know that I did not have the greatest experience at the cancer center near me. And so I thought I would give you a little follow up to my week and to that specifically. I was able to talk with the administrator of I don't know if she's of the whole cancer center, the infusion area, or whatever it is, but I felt like we had a decent talk, which ultimately just kind of came down to, we're a lot busier than we used to be. We have new staff and new doctors, and they want new things. And by new things, I mean new procedures. And basically, I'm sorry that things have happened the way they are, but I didn't necessarily feel like much was going to change. And we both just agreed that it was probably better for me to go somewhere else. There is actually an infusion area at another small hospital ish. It's that small in my area. And they at least do communicate with the University of Michigan, which is where I do all of my treatment. I don't know if it's better or worse because I guess I generally, when I am advocating for myself, I'm also thinking about other people. And it pains me to leave a place that I literally have been there longer than the building itself and feel like it's not getting better for patients. I feel like the red tape and rigidity only hurts patients. And I did have a good conversation about the fact that like living with metastatic disease is exhausting and we don't need more red tape in our life. I mean, nobody needs more red tape in their life, but certainly when you're trying to manage metastatic disease, the last thing you need is more hoops to jump through, things to take longer than they used to, all that kind of stuff. But regardless, I guess it doesn't matter. I probably won't be sending people there, but I'm going to try out a new place. And to be fully honest, I don't know if it'll be better. It might take longer. It might be, I don't know, but I need a change. And this is what I'm going to do. I still have a while before I need to get my medicine again. So I'll let you know how that goes. I also, within the last week, I did a PET scan, and we were talking about that a little bit on last week's episode. And I have great news from that front. I don't know who talked to who, but I did not have to sign anything. And it was amazing. It was so great. I felt a little bit like I was being handled with kid gloves, and I'll take it for sure. I don't know if it's the procedure for everybody. And again, like I just said, I do want the things that I want for myself, I want for other people also. I was trying to kind of listen in and see what kind of questions were being asked to other people, but the only other person in my area that was doing a PET scan was sounded like an older gentleman. So wouldn't have had any of the same pregnancy questions that always drive me crazy, or anything like that. But PET scan was amazing. Great experience. Way to go, University of Michigan. And whoever made that happen for me, thank you very much. And I hope it happens for other people also. I hope there's some big star on my chart now that says, leave this woman alone. She's done. Anyway, so that was good. Now I have a confession to make. And I think if Larry were here, he would have a few things to say about this. But fortunately, he's busy and I get you all to myself. So, PET scan happened. A couple days later, I get a notification on my phone that says I have a new test result in my chart. It pops up as a notification. What I'm learning, I need to see if I can turn the notifications off for that. I think maybe I can. Man, I think I can't just fault myself. Our brains are so wired for that kind of thing. Like, oh, notification. And then I'm like, no, I'm not going to look at it. And I left it alone. I think for at least a day. I just left it alone and I was like, nope, I'll just wait. We had a busy weekend, things going on that I really wanted to be present for. But at some point, curiosity got the better of me. And I did just think, oh, I'll just hop in there and hope, I won't read the whole thing. I never read the whole thing, but I'll just glance for the sentence that says like stable or no changes from last scan or something like that. However, that is not what happened. I jumped in and I was looking and it was talking about uptake in an area like related to like surgical clips, like so in the breast area. Wasn't talking about uptake in the bones, but it was talking about uptake. And nowhere on the scan did it say like no changes compared to last year. So I was like, oh crud. Don't freak out. Maybe it's nothing. At least I'm able at this point to walk myself through that talk. And I didn't tell anybody about it. I just kind of let it be for a while. Got through the weekend, had a great weekend. We got to celebrate our family friends. Their oldest son got married, and it's so cool to be a part of those memories and milestones of people that we really love, and we've watched him grow up. It's just really cool. But then I said something to Larry, I think either on Sunday or Monday, and just kind of was like, we'll see what happens here. This, you don't know. You know that you don't know. How's that for a sentence? And Monday morning, we were going to Ann Arbor on Monday. So for us, that's like a 2.5 hour trip. Larry had taken the day off. This was weeks before. He had planned on taking the day off and coming down with me or whatever. I did just kind of lay in bed a little bit that morning and just think, oh, what if this is the day? Like, what if I always remember this day? Just like I remember the day that I was diagnosed, or I remember days that we got bad news about other things, right? Like, it just feels like some days get etched in your brain, not because of good things, but because of bad ones. And I was really cognizant of the fact that that could be what was going to happen on Monday. Not scared necessarily, but aware. I'll just say I was aware. How's that? We got down there early. I did blood work, which I don't always do, but I noticed that the good thing about checking my chart, I noticed that there were labs in there to be drawn or whatever. So, and then had the appointment and it was fine. My doctor said she reviewed the scan and the reading from it, and she doesn't feel like there was any metastasis at that. Uptake does come from other things as well. So I'm just going to go with it. I was like, okay, that's a good thing. And we just made a plan for what comes next, continuing on my meds, same, talked about moving to a different cancer center, talked a lot about weight loss and strength training. Every time I go, it's just such a reminder that I need to be more dedicated to myself and to this body that keeps getting me through, keeps getting me through and allowing me to live life and have experiences. And sometimes I don't give it everything back, you know? I've been walking a fair amount and I've been eating okay, but I can do a lot better. And I know I'm not, I'm there was a time in my life when I was strong, and that's not me anymore. I'm not strong. I'm not confident in what my body can do. And I spend a lot of time right now working with elderly people, and I see how becoming deconditioned, really greatly affects your quality of life down the road. And then I think about cancer and just that I want to help my body in any way that I can. And it doesn't mean that I want to be perfect. That's not what I'm looking for. But I need to get stronger. Like, I just flat out need to get stronger. Sometimes you just need a really good some some good motivation and even a bit of a scare to kind of go, "No, like, don't want to go. I would have given anything to have had those days that I've had," right? I am looking at, what do I need to do to prioritize my health and how what makes sense in terms of, like, just being able to commit to a strength routine. Larry works out at school. He's fortunate that there's a weight room there and he can actually lift there. And we have a lot of equipment here at home, but it just isn't as, I don't know, there's something about being somewhere else. Sometimes it just makes you work a little harder and train a little harder and those kind of things. So with the way my schedule is now, I am in town, which is 20 minutes from us pretty consistently most days now. So I think I might join the gym there and be able to dedicate my time before I get home and get distracted. I don't think I'm probably the only one who walks through the door and thinks, "Oh, I'm going to work out." And then it's like, "Oh, but the dog needs this and I'm going to make dinner and I forgot about this and da 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 da." It's just being able to prioritize getting stronger. If you guys have some tips and things that work well for you, I'd love to hear them. Um, I just want to be able to I this kind of sounds weird, but I just want to be able to say thank you to my body by giving it, the best that I can and not just phoning it in, which I truthfully have been doing for a while now. I'm not too worried about walking, those kind of things. Still, they'll happen because I really enjoy walking, and so I'm not too concerned about that being a problem. But the strength training needs to happen, and I am going to give it what it needs for that. So, along with kind of giving my body what it needs from a strength standpoint, I've just been thinking a little bit too about how I just have to do what's right for me, and how it's sometimes so hard to not succumb to the outside pressure to do other things. I work right now, I'm working like 4 days a week, which is more than I generally have worked in the past since I quit my real job in 2022. And even though I tell myself that I don't work 8 hours a day, I'm finding myself there 7 most days. And I just have been thinking about, like, what time management looks like and how, again, people look at me and I think they see a normal, a normal healthy person, and that's what I want them to see. But the fact is, there's some time involved with managing metastatic disease, and the management of it comes from a lot of different areas, right? It's truly giving myself the time to take care of my body every day. And that means by taking care of my body, for me, that is about not being stressed out all the time. It's allowing myself the time to work out and allowing myself the time to prepare healthy food and take it with me when I'm going places. It's all of these things that are easily put to the back burner when we're busy, right? And when I look at like what I just came off of, which I would be, I would consider like it being a scare, um, I just go, it's not worth it. It's not worth the extra hours at a job are not worth it to me because ultimately I feel like it's me taking a chance that I don't want to take on my health. So I know that's a struggle or a challenge for a lot of people. And I mean, I think I am in a position where I'm grateful that I do have some leeway. I mean, I need to work, but I do have some leeway in how much work I can do. And ultimately, right now, what's happening more than anything is I'm saying yes to working more to help other people out than because of the money. So I need to say yes to myself. And hopefully the people that I'm working for and with will understand. Or maybe they won't. But I don't know if it matters. It's just I have to do this for myself. And I've been thinking more and more about if I treated myself the same way that I treated other people. And I don't like, I don't negative self talk. I don't do a lot of that. But I do have a lot of expectations for myself that I don't always have for other people. And I think that I don't stand up for myself or in the way that I would stand up for other people. That's probably the biggest thing I've been thinking about lately. If I love to advocate, I love to help somebody get something they need or help them through something that's tough, but I need to advocate for myself. And it doesn't have to make sense to other people. And it doesn't have to, I don't know, and I don't have to justify it, I guess, is what it comes down to. So I've just been thinking about how, as women, we're so from the get go taught be a good girl, do what's good for other people, be a nice, even when we aren't always treated nice, or when the hair on the back of our neck is standing up and we're being told, no, they're nice, or you should do that. I'm done. I'm done not listening to this body, to my intuition. Um, this body what a champion it has been for me to keep me here and alive. I'm tired of overruling it because of either expectations from other people or even the expectations I hold for myself. Because I think I should do something and I don't know, I should take on more, or I should be willing I don't- to entertain relationships that I don't want, or there's a lot of things. And I think that I should just let my body speak and actually hear it. So I wonder if any of you ever think about that. Ever think about what your body has told you and how many times you have tamped down that, no, it's okay, I'll just get through this, or no, it's not that big of a deal, or whatever. But years and years and years of making choices not based on what your body or intuition is telling you is like the direct it's the direct opposite of how how you bring about health, right? It's a big deal. So, as we come into October, I am going to use this month, which I generally don't care for. I am not a fan of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but I'm going to use October to refocus for myself, for what I need, for what it really looks like to live with metastatic breast cancer. And if that means shutting out the noise of all of the breast cancer awareness, great. And if that means saying no at work, great. And if that means holding boundaries with people, that's also great. So I hope that maybe you guys can think about that too. And I'd love to hear any feedback that you might have on that. So have a great week, you guys. I'll see you later. Thanks so much for watching and being a part of our community. It means the world to us. Our goal is always to help as many people as possible live well with cancer. You can help us by subscribing and sharing episodes when you hear of others that could benefit from it. We really appreciate your time spent with us and your commitment to offering hope and inspiration to others.